Hi folks, it's John from lastchanceautorestore.com. I'd like to share with you a car we did not do a complete ground-up restoration on, but we tweaked it and did quite a bit of work on it. So we're known for our pan-off or complete chassis body-off restorations and rotisserie restorations, but the odd time we'll get a car like this. So this was in a family. This is a 1964 Volkswagen Beetle. It was being built by the client's father, and unfortunately he passed away just before the car was done. So when it came to us, the bodywork was done and it was painted. It didn't have the correct bumpers, it didn't have the chrome trim, the Volkswagen logo, so it was more of a resto mod kind of idea. It didn't run, the generator didn't work, all kinds of things. So basically the engine didn't work, the charging system was inoperative. It was basically a rolling chassis with an engine sitting inside. So the first thing that we did is an assessment on the engine, and then we took the engine out. We basically freshened it up, bench tested it, got it going, new clutch, new shifter, put everything back together, and it's a drivable car. Then the next thing we did is we upgraded the brakes. So we converted the drum brakes to an upgraded disc brake conversion kit. We redid the kingpins in the front, and then it had an Ontario safety inspection done, so we had to do some work with lights and things of that nature. So then the reason why we're staying in front of it now is just ready to go back to the client, and what we've done is some of their family members live farther away and they probably won't recognize the car, because in the front we now have, I must point out, this is just fake chrome, because when the gentleman restored the vehicle, they filled all the holes in, all the trim holes where the clips go for the pop-on trim. So this is a fake trim, if you will, that is a 3M two-way tape that sticks on. So we added that chrome trim to the front hood, and then down both sides of the car, very similar to the way the factory had the trim on. In the front we have the marker lights with the amber bulbs, which is a clear lens but an amber bulb for Ontario safety standards. And then we have replaced the halogen, upgraded to a halogen bulb, both low beam and high beam. In the front we've got the new aftermarket bumper, and it's the correct towel rack style with the bumperettes, and it's triple plated chrome. In the front here you can see where we have the vintage or authentic looking Volkswagen hubcaps. Behind that rim we have the, as I mentioned earlier, the upgraded disc brakes, so it's going to make it a lot safer to drive. It's got radial, all-season radial tires on it. We maintained the Street Machine logo that they put on originally. We had kind of an aftermarket sport mirror, so we wanted to maintain some of the touches from when he built it, but the client wants to have it look more traditional Volkswagen. We didn't do a whole lot on the inside. It has more of a Harley-Davidson kind of motif with the black, white, and red with the orange paint. So we basically had to fix the horn, replace the fuel gauge. The dash looks quite authentic. The only difference is you can see in the center where the radio blank plate is, just below it there's a red button there. That's an aftermarket that we've added. It's a electric windshield washer, because the original 64 Beetle relied on the spare tire, the air in the spare tire, believe it or not, to pump the washer. So what we've done is just replace that with an electric one. It's more reliable and a little bit safer. And as we come down here, you can see once again the nice hubcaps. We come along to the back of the vehicle. It did not have any back bumper on it at all. And in most states and here in Canada, you do require to have a rear bumper for crash safety standards, because it has to be as equipped in 64. So these are aftermarket bumpers that we've installed, and then we had to drill holes and do a lot of measuring to make sure we had the bumper brackets in the correct location. And then underneath the engine hood, you can see it's freshened up a little bit. So we didn't do a complete rebuild on it. We basically upgraded from a generator to an alternator. We have just an aftermarket chrome pulley and acorn nut, new fuel pump. We've upgraded the distributor to an electronic distributor, so it's a little more efficient, and then upgraded to the Bosch coil. We have a new carburetor. It's just an aftermarket MP carb. but it's the 34, which is what the original ones were back in the day. And then they're not going to be driving it in colder weather. So these plates that the father put in, we just left that, and then we just covered these bottom plates. We just made some plates and powder coated them. So they're only going to drive it in warm weather, and then we just have a nice clean aftermarket air cleaner. That's what they had on it originally. But the engine didn't run. The generator didn't work. And there was no spark, and the carburetor was beyond repair. So by tweaking it, it's got really good compression now. We did back to the original pea shooters. There was an aftermarket exhaust on it. So now we have the original exhaust system with the traditional sound, and that's kind of what they're after, is more the traditional look and then the traditional Beetle sound. And so it'll be a nice car for them to drive and have fun with. They've never had a classic car in their family before, so very authentic looking, very original looking from the outside. And this is the kind of stuff that we like to do with the minor upgrades. It still looks like an original 64 Volkswagen Beetle, but with upgraded radial tires, upgraded disc brakes on the front, upgrading from 6-volt system to a 12-volt system, upgrading the lights to a halogen headlight, and then things like the wiper having the electric washer just makes the safety part of it, in my opinion, a lot safer to drive. So they'll be able to enjoy it. They're used to driving new cars all the time, so having some of these upgrades, I think, will make it a lot safer experience. So once again, this is a 1964 Volkswagen Beetle. I thank you for watching. I'm John from lastchanceautorestore.com.